Peace and love. This is Brother Faheem, and you are now tuned in to the Leave of Logic podcast. You know the vibes. Peace, peace, peace. I need to get some of them sound effects. Brr, 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 brr. Peace, peace. Welcome back, y'all, to the Leave of Logic podcast, and I'm your gracious and most humble host, Brother Faheem. Hey, thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for coming in. Y'all know what I say. I try to life moves at such a fast pace. I try to keep my boots laced so that I can always win the race. Listen, y'all, special treat that we got lined up for y'all. Special treat that we got lined up. Special guest. We got a special guest coming to the stage with us. Listen, you guys who don't know, y'all are getting ready to know. You know what? I'm tripping. What am I doing? What am I doing? Boop.
Yay!
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Listen, for those of you all who don't know, I'm getting ready to tell you real fast. So, this is none other than the creator of the dressing room, the personality behind Sit with Skell, the Fanbase Fashionista, the Fanbase Fashionista, right?
The only one.
The fashion critic. And watch this, y'all. This is my favorite one, y'all. They call her the Fit Chick Queen. None other than Sit with Skell. Jeskell, how you doing, Jeskell? What's going on?
I am well, thank you. Life is going on. Life is lifing. So
Hey,
we're here.
that's all I was gonna say. Life is life, right?
Life
That
is
is dope,
lifing.
man. I just a little bit of background on Skell, y'all. First and foremost, Skell is one of the investors in a app called Fanbase. It's a black-owned app from a little guy. Y'all might have known his dad. He was a small singer, Isaac Hayes. He had a son called his name is Isaac Hayes Jr. Is it Junior or the third Skell?
Third.
Isaac Hayes the third. And so on the app, he allows people. I keep telling people about this. He's allowing people to get revenue, right? He's allowing people to make their content accessible, and the income is very it's imminent. It's more imminent than a lot of other apps and a lot of other platforms. And so I'm on there with my podcast and my camp. There's a camp, like I said, Skell has the dressing room. That's a camp, right? Every Tuesday at 7, y'all come on over, come to the dressing room, and you're gonna have a lot of fun. It's a unique experience. It's super duper dope, right? But I'll go in the dressing room. She's in the hallway. They have hallways on Fanbase, and I see the dressing room, and I'm thinking to myself, "This is interesting. This sounds, you know what I'm saying? Like I could, I could." I'm thinking like the dressing room at Macy's, right? Because I'm like, man, that's what I thought. But oh my God, it was something totally more spectacular. When I went in there, man, they had a pickup. They were looking at some things, and who did I run into? And she didn't know me from a can of paint. Big Skill. She's like, "Hey, Lee with Logic, what's going on? Hi, what's happening?" And I was like, "Oh wow, this sister got a lot of personality. It's huge. It's big." And I stuck around. I'm glad I did because not only did I find Skell to be super personable and hospitable, but she is, like I said, a fashionista. She is the fan base fashionista. So I said, man, I gotta have her on my show. I gotta get her here to talk to her. So Skell, thank you so much. Thank you. And I know you're a busy lady.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, but you still want to support who supports you. So I'm happy that we were able to make it work.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's get on into this because I know the people want to hear it, man. You have fans out there. You have supporters. Scale. I'm me being one, right? Me being me being one. So listen, share with us a little bit about your background, just Scale. Where you're from, right? A little bit about your family life and a little bit about yourself as a youngster. How was young Scale?
Youngster.
Yes.
That is hilarious. Well, I hail from the best city in the world, Durham, North Carolina. But Durham, yeah, no, you can't throw it up now because you're not from Durham. Only people from Durham. Okay. Durham had a Black Wall Street as well.
That's right.
hmm was ruined by a freeway. You know, they put a freeway right in the middle of Black Wall Street, but there's still a lot of Black history, a lot of culture here. So I love it here. As a youngster, well, believe it or not, I was very much a tomboy. Like I loved playing outside. I loved playing football, basketball. We were running all day. Like I very much grew up in the era of go outside all day, come inside when the street lights come on, type of thing. So, yeah, I have a little brother, a little big brother, and that's like my best friend. And then he had my little best friend. So I have a nephew, who just started.
Oh,
He just
he just
started. That's
he.
what's up.
You say he just started what? He just started school.
Middle school.
Oh wow, sixth
Yeah.
grade, huh?
Yeah, and like he acts like he doesn't have time for his auntie anymore. But my brother also had twin girls, so they just turned a year old, so that's fun. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm a proud auntie, big sister, daughter. I went to the Winston-Salem State University.
Mm.
HBCU. I love HBCU culture. I love HBCUs. Like I said, it's gonna get really busy in a couple weeks because the fit check queen goes to HBCU homecomings and do a fit check on everybody's yard. So like I'm getting prepared for that, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready.
That is awesome. The fit check queen. So you just make sure everything is flowing smooth. You make sure people stepping the way they're supposed to be stepping. You making sure the tailgating is tailing. Is that what you? Is
Why
that
that's
what you would say, Skell?
silly. That is hilarious. No, well, I just go in the yard and I look at what you guys are presenting. You guys is in the school. Who got what outfit on, and I put together a reel or a flicks or a video of like my favorite outfits on the yard.
That's so dope. The
Hmm.
fit check. I
Yeah,
went to public
check
school, y'all. I went to
it.
public school, and I'm
Yeah.
not from, Winston like big scale is here. So, it just hit me. That's the fit check. That's what it means. That's dope, by the
Literally
way.
going and like checking and seeing
Just
whatever.
checking in, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
listen, that is pretty dope. And speaking of school, I would ask this, right? I always ask people this. Tell us about the elementary school years, the elementary era. How was scale
Ooh,
back then? You know what type of student were you? Let's start with that. What type of student were you, Scale?
I
Because
love school. I
okay.
love school. I love learning. I
Hmm.
loved like going to class.
Mm,
That was my thing. I took pride in being smart and like knowledgeable.
hmm.
I think I've always been told I have a big personality. Like I've always been like a leader type.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I was in like I guess like the little versions of like honor societies and things like that. Um love sports. So like gym class and about to age myself. I went to school when you had like the presidential award and like so it was like a big field day and like you did all these little things like you had to do a pull-up challenge and then you had to do like a sit challenge. So where like you would sit and you had to reach for like a ruler that was in front of you and like all of that was
I remember.
scored.
Yeah, yeah.
And then so I used to get like so you would either get if you were in like a certain category, you get the president's award or the vice president's award, and then you had the overall thing, I guess like putting all the scores together, you would either get the president's award or the vice president's award. So one of the tasks was a mile run. And and it definitely as an elementary school student, but even still now, very asthmatic, right? And
Oh,
so I would excel at every single one of the
except
tasks
the
except
running.
for the mile run. But you know what? Like I would literally be the last kid out there, but I would not stop until I finished my mile. And like I remember one time my dad like taking off work. And so it was like me, my dad, and the ref out there. And I was like doing my mile, and like my dad was like there to like encourage me. And so, yeah, I always got the vice president's award, and it, like I said, it used to just burn me up. I'm super competitive too. Like that is like being competitive is like 100% a part of my nature, like who I am every day. I show up and like every day, you kind of wipe the slate clean, and then it's a new day to be competitive, to have the edge, to be the best version of yourself. So yeah, I don't know if it started with the President's Award, but yeah.
Skell, you competitive? I didn't know you was competitive
Oh,
like
oh
that,
my
Skell.
God. It's sick. It's sick.
Oh wow. Well,
I have to win.
those people, you know what they say about those people from North Carolina? They are
What do
pretty
they say about the people
competitive.
from North Carolina?
Y'all are pretty competitive. Ain't Michael? They say Michael Jordan will bet on how many raindrops are gonna hit the ground at a given
I
moment.
can believe that. I can believe that. I can
You competitive like that, Scale? You like it's gonna be
I'm
12.
not that
It's gonna be
competitive,
12.
and now I'm better. Like I can better handle, stuff. But like, yeah, I have to. I'm not doing anything unless it's to like win or come out on top or
Show you
be
right.
the best. I'm not going to be a part of any organization. I'm not going to do any task unless I can do it to the best of my ability. So.
I heard. Go ahead on with your bad self, big Scale. Go ahead on. Listen, listen, listen. I gotta ask this, right?
Okay.
Um, did you always have a sense of style or a sense of for fashion? Because a lot of kids. I'm gonna say this to y'all, right? And tell your kids, everybody out there watching this
Preach
interview,
it.
tell your children, tell your kids. Most of the children just follow whatever the trends are, right?
Yes.
They really stay kind of sheltered or safe, I would say. They play it safe. I was the same way. I'm gonna date myself back when I was a kid, a scale. Snoop was big. And so you remember Snoop wore Dickies and the flannel. So that's what we wore, right? That's what we kind of wore. You know what I'm saying? We wore whatever the biggest hip hop guy was wearing. And they kind of do that.
Yeah.
But then you had some of those kids who were like, nah, I ain't doing it. I'm fixing to pop my collar and wear something. I'm fixing to break out of the matrix. So it made me ask, hey, Scale, what kind of fashion sense did you have? Were you in line or were you a matrix? Or you called
Um.
outside the line, fashion wise?
I think like I would take. I mean, even now, take the trends and what's going on and just like tailor it to myself and like, um, just add a pop of something, right? Because like
Hmm.
you were in school, so you wanted to be like everybody else, right? Like it wasn't about being an individual during that time. So yeah, always. I remember though when like I knew I loved clothes when I was in going to like the was I going to the fifth grade, and I was allowed to pick out my own stuff, and it was like this is what I've been waiting for. So I had a choice if I wanted to go, I guess like, to the Walmarts and like the stuff like that,
Hmm.
or the limited two, again dating myself. But the limited two had very expensive clothing. So
They
I
did.
wasn't gonna get as much stuff as I would at a Walmart or whatever, but like absolutely went to the limited two because it was trendy and it was hot and it was fashionable. So I got, my few pieces in the limited two, and I was proud. I was happy. It didn't matter to me the quantity; it was the quality.
I heard that Skill. So you kind of worked in you colored in between the lines is what you're telling me, Skill.
Yeah,
That's
I think you say that.
it's all good. Nah,
Yeah.
that's hard to believe, y'all, because when y'all come into the dressing room, y'all gonna see Skill and them, they be like, listen, we like this, we don't like that. And it's a collaboration, y'all. It's not just Skill and the brother Humble
So,
up there just talking, man. It's everybody. She made me get up there and talk about, some fashion. And I was like, well, I but but that's dope though, Skill. That's super dope. The middle school and the high school era, right? Yeah, the middle school and high school era.
all right.
What was tween scale like as opposed to high school scale, right? Because let me say this for you answer while you think about your answer.
Okay.
People break out of their shell and lay the foundation of who they're gonna be, not just in high school but beyond. Believe it or not, y'all, in middle school, you really decide psychologically, okay, am I gonna be a part of the writers, the biters, the players, the haters, the movers, the shakers? You know what I'm saying? The brains, the cats that play games. Where do I fall in there? This is it. So for a young lady like Skell, Where were you? What was that like for you, Skell? For those two, middle school and high school?
I don't know. I think I solidified who I was gonna be in high school, in middle school, and then maybe in high school, it was always just like a refining or whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, like I said, very much a leader, like student government. I was on the basketball team. I was a captain. I'm not saying I was like a great basketball player, but like I was on the basketball team in middle school. Yeah, very much a leader. Like I remember we started a newspaper and it was like my idea in middle school. We started a
Wow.
newspaper. Yeah. Uh honor society. Trying to think. Like I was always a part of clubs, like even in college, in high school, like always a part of clubs. I played basketball in high school.
Mm-hmm,
My freshman year or my
hmm.
sophomore year, we went to the state championship and played Rashonda McCants team. Rashonda,
Yeah, yeah, I know, Kent.
we lost, but my picture is like the picture is hanging up and still in high school today. And so like even like my little baby, like my nephew's my little baby. That's what I call him, little baby. But like he's like already my height, so that's gonna be over soon. But like he like called me like, Auntie, is this your picture?
Yeah, it's me.
Absolutely. High school, I was the president of our high school sorority.
Mm.
I was senior class president. I was prom queen. Yeah, like that's just always been my mo to like be a leader. Be out front. So,
And that's exactly what you've taken over into fan base and with your endeavors. I love it. Real quick, what position did you play, Skill? I think I know. What position did you play?
what do you think?
Point guard.
I was shooting guard.
Oh, you was shooting that thing, Skill. Oh, snap. You was the captain. That means you got a bunch of shots, Skill. That's
I play. I mean, I was like decent. I was decent. I played really good defense, and I was a leader. I was a really good leader, so like I can motivate the team and stuff like that. But like, would I say I was like great? No. Can I still be my nephew at least right now? Yes.
Hey, it's all good. So listen, I can't let you get out of here without asking the fashion sense of tween scale. Because coming out of elementary, you said in the fifth grade, that's when you knew, okay, I got this bug for fashion.
Yeah.
But your mind is still, evolving, it's still
Right.
going through
Right.
things. And then that jump from elementary to junior high, is huge as well. And then another jump. So what was the fashion? Where were you at fashion wise as a tween in middle school? Then once you broke into high school, did you have a whole different swag, a whole different wardrobe about yourself, Scale?
What is hilarious is like I went to a like my elementary school was predominantly like white. And so I think I mean, I know that's where like the limited two came from. So it was like a more of a preppy type vibe. And then I went to middle school child and it was a I mean, blackety black middle school. And so like I had to switch it up because like it wasn't cool. Like I got my first pair of Timbs in the sixth grade. Wore jerseys like um no, that's when I got into like baby fat, Rockaware, like all of that. Like that's where I started in middle school wearing that stuff. So I went from the limited two to baby fat and Rockaware.
Wow.
No, yeah, exactly. Again, dating myself, so terrible. But like, yeah, so like, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's bad to like do things that other people are doing, but you got to find a way to put like your stank on it. Like it can't just be a carbon copy of like the cool kids or whatever, because then you never stand out and then you never kind of work your way up. So yeah, that was my thing. And then did that continue through high school? I don't know. I think high school went back to I remember we didn't have a flight jacket in high school. I had a flight jacket, the black jacket with the orange. It's
Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, Scale. It's nothing wrong with it. Listen,
just hilarious.
listen. I'm gonna tell this story on here because we talking about fashion, y'all.
Mhm.
With you, Scale. I remember. I'm gonna date myself. So I was in high school when the Elevators came out. The Outcasts. I forget what album. I see the album in my mind. Atlians. ATLians.
Oh
Excuse me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was always intrigued with Andre 3000 just because of the audacity that he had to break away from the norm, right, of urban wear. He really introduced a different savoir faire, a different flavor for dressing. But I remember I saw the elevators video, and if you remember that, if y'all remember, he walks in class and he has a turban on. He sits down kind of slick because he's late. And I remember thinking like, yo, that's so dope. That is so dope. And I said, man, I got to get me a turban. And I remember I got a turban. I wore it to school, and everybody laughed at me. Oh my God, they joked. Oh man, they ate my ass up, Skell, and they just joked me, and I didn't care. I was like, you know what? Hey, it's all good. I'd rather be laughed at for who I am than to be,
Yeah,
complimented for who I'm not. And
right.
so I remember like I wore it like for 3 days straight. I wore it. And then something crazy happened the last day, y'all, you and Skell. Uh, I started,
Somebody else had it on.
I saw like three people that had it on. And I was like, all that laughing was worth it because somebody was like, that's dope.
Hmm.
That is dope. And man, I really love that about fashion. You can express yourself and
Absolutely.
really, and really touch people. You know what I'm saying? Is that part of what you love about fashion? Like what is something that brings you joy about fashion, Skill?
Yeah, I mean, it's like your calling card, it's your business card. It's like what it says who you are before you even open your mouth. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like you might not even have saw those kids before, but like whatever you did inspired them, right?
Hmm.
And so, like, even people who say they're not into fashion, like, it's kind of funny because it's like, I feel like being the or not into fashion is a trend. Like,
Right.
you see what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm
Mhm.
gonna do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Well, like, you're not the first kid that's ever thought that. So, like, that's another trend. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I do think people should pay attention to their appearance. I'm not saying you have to have the best and the latest and the greatest, but you gotta iron your shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, like you gotta wear your size, like, that type of thing. So I think that's what I just love about fashion. And it's so subjective. And like I think that's
Yeah.
one thing people find out in the dressing room. Like
Mhm.
what you might find that looks good and you are hell bent on it and this is it. The next person is like, this is trash, I hate this, or whatever. And then you have people that support both claims. And
Mhm.
so I think where people were very timid when they first came to the dressing room. I don't know anything about fashion, or maybe they felt like they didn't know enough about fashion. And you quickly realize it's like art, and it's so subjective. And that's like the beautiful thing about it. So, like, you can really find your tribe or you can find your people. Um, and also like kind of find a middle ground. Like,
Mhm.
there's plenty of times where it's like, okay, well, we're reviewing outfits in the dressing room, and people are like, well, I really like this, and then other people are like, I really like that, and then how can we like combine it to make it into another outfit? And so it's just a really beautiful process, and it's like a continuous like building and things like that. And so it's beautiful to see, honestly.
Man, and you do it so well, y'all. She does it super duper well. Like she was saying, it's really not a science, it's an art. And she really helps to emphasize that so that people feel comfortable because they need to understand, like, man, whatever your style is, whatever trend that you've attached yourself to, it's all good. And you can share with us. And you might not like the trend, you know what I'm saying? That might not resonate or marinate or simmer in your spirit, like Country Wayne be saying. But yeah, that's super duper dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So I have to ask this. I gave that reference for a reason, right? The Outcast, because Andre 3000 is absolutely one of the guys that when I think about fashion in hip hop, he's one of the first guys because while he wore a bunch of weird stuff through those albums at times or things that were other than what we might wear, let me say that. Um when he did get a classic man type of look, man, he was a super GQ. You know what I'm saying? He was
Right.
super. He was super. He's like,
Right.
man, this dude. You could see why he went in the movies because he looked just that nice. So I would ask Skell, who was the artist or actress or even the era? Like some people like the Roaring Twenties, some people like the bebop, the jazz style that people wore, the suits that were kind of tailored and fitted, or you might even like the '60s where they had, or the '70s, excuse me, where they had the bell bottom wide legs where it's flaring out, which is kind of coming back,
Dang,
which is
yeah.
back now.
Yeah,
But
fashion cycles itself.
yeah. So who, and this is, I know this is layered, and I want to hear your, your
Yeah.
layered, your nuanced answer. Who
Mhm.
was the artist first, who really influenced or helped to inform or define Skell's fashion sense and style? If there was one, it could even be your parents. It could be an older uh, mentor, a guide, a homegirl, a neighbor who was always fly. Who like, man, you was like, man, I like what she's doing. Who was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. If it goes to like growing up, it was probably like my cousin Candace, and like the reason why is because she had a pair of shoes to go with every outfit, and I was
Oh,
thinking when I get older, I can't wait to have a pair of shoes to go with every outfit. Like that is so cool. Or then like I even had, my friend and she had an older sister and like she was literally going to the mall to buy a pair of shoes to wear with her outfit now. And I'm like, that is so amazing. Cause like when you're a kid and you don't have no money, like you just got this one pair of shoes and you got to make it do. You know what I'm saying? Or however many shoes your parents buy you. And it's
right,
absolutely not buying a new pair of shoes just to wear an outfit. Right.
right.
And so like I was like, I cannot wait till I get old enough. I can't wait till I get my own job so I can do that. But like who like today is doing the fashion thing that I love? Kelly Rowland.
Hmm.
I think like she like right now is in this like kind of era of like playing with like the masculine and the feminine. So like really masculine pieces like a oversized blazer, but then with like a bra or a bralette or something like that. And that's like beautiful. It's very poetic in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um you got Shay Nicole. She's an influencer, so not necessarily a star, but on Instagram. And I
Hmm.
like absolutely like I'm obsessed with her. I feel like she just and I don't think it's necessarily like I want to wear the clothes that she's wearing. I don't think it's like that, but it's like I want to live my life out loud like she is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
I want to put together looks and I want people to think it's so amazing and like shop my affiliate links and
Hmm.
even draw inspiration from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't know if I'm necessarily copying other people's style, like dress wise, but like maybe their style, like lifestyle wise or whatever.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so I think in this era of influencers and stuff like that, I just feel like, I do honestly feel like influencers are so needed and like so valued. And there's definitely more. And so I'm just like, that's probably who I look to the most because it's like more every day. Whereas like even though like I said, Kelly Rowland is amazing, but like
Hmm.
that's a step out, you know what I'm saying? Like she's
Yeah, yeah,
popping out so yeah, and I think it's super important to draw inspiration from everywhere. Like you can't get it from one place. Like what if your inspiration needs a break or totally switches it up, you know what I'm saying? So like, just taking a little bit from everybody and like, doing a mashup, I feel like is like the way to go.
your cousin. Shout out. What's your cousin's name?
Candace.
Shout out to cousin Candace.
Yeah,
Thank you,
we
cousin
call
Candace. You've
it
done fan base and HBCUs, the Fit Tech. You've done us a huge service because now your little cousin has taken that and
I have to show her that. I don't even know if I've ever told her that story.
well, she gonna see it now. She gonna see it
Yeah,
today.
that's dope. I'm gonna
She
have to
gonna see
like
it.
make sure she sees it.
Yeah, she gonna see it. What about the air? And I'm thinking about this. I'm gonna show you guys as Skell is speaking about it. We're gonna go to Skell's Instagram and kind of go through a few of her photos so you can see just how fly Skell is. Um, the the era Skell, is there a favorite era that you kind of enjoy? Let me say this for me before you answer, just to give you a
Yeah.
little bit of time to answer. Um my favorite era really is like the '60s, because the men we it wasn't like in the '20s and '30s because we were dressing up then too, right? But in the '60s, man, We were wearing ties. The suits were a little bit more fitted. We were smaller people too, so it looked a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up, they were wearing. I hate that I wasted my teen years in 5X t-shirts and jeans that were too big. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, but the '60s was dope because it was like a sense of sophistication that I really identified with. So, if you could give us an era, I'm gonna pull up your Instagram so that people can get a
Um,
taste.
yeah, I honestly love elements from all eras, but I'm gonna like bring it so much closer to home. Because I actually like said this the other day. Um, CIAA in the 90s was it. Like same thing. Like people was wearing furs to get to basketball games. Okay. Black people was wearing furs to basketball games. Absolutely dressing up. I just think just any era. So you got Harlem Renaissance, you do got the 60s and 70s, like any era or any time where black people just had so much pride and blackness, I feel like resonates with me a whole lot. So, like I said, I'm gonna bring it super close to home. Homecoming season, CIAA season, all that's coming up. So I'm gonna definitely say like when black people was stepping at CIAA, okay?
That's stepping. You emphasize that F in stepping.
Yes. We
This
gotta
is a
bring
little,
it
this is a little sample of what
back.
Skell is doing. You guys, y'all see this? She
I
has
know
the.
a New York fitted hate to see me coming because I love a good New York
I
fitted.
see that. Skell, can you break down what you have on here? What was the thing? What were you thinking? Because I mean, this is pretty fly. This is like a black Marilyn Monroe. You know what I'm saying? You got the
Dorothy
scarf
Dandridge.
tied with the NY. What is this, Skell? What are we doing here?
Oh, I didn't know we were doing this portion, so that's hilarious. Okay, well, I was going to I was going to an event. It was like it's like a once a month, kind of like what I'm talking about, like what we're talking about, where like black people get dressed up, look really nice. Not like ball gowns, really nice, but just like maybe
Hmm.
sophisticated. Um,
Yeah.
and so the theme was all white. So I was like, okay, how do, because I'm the type of person like, if you say it's an all white or all black or whatever party, I think it's super corny to come in green. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at first it was an all white party. So I had already had the outfit built, the vest, and then I had like white trousers. And then they opened it up. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just build off of this. And so that hat, I made that hat just to stand out a little bit. But I do obviously have a plain one. I was gonna put that hat on, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, I made that hat. Took like 2 days because you had to let it dry and stuff like that. And then it's actually a trend right now to like put a scarf over a hat. So I just wanted to like take the trend, but then make it like a little bit different. So in case somebody else said I'm going to do the trend too, at least I would have stood out some way. So that's why I put the gems on the hat. So nobody had it on, so that was cool. But like, yeah, so just in case, that was my thought process. In case somebody else comes with a hat and scarf combo, mine will stand out.
It's dope, Skell. It is. When I saw it, I was like, I'm not meant to be on this. When I saw it, I was like, oh wow, Skell is dang. I was like, man, I had to kind of go in my pockets. She looks so, high post on here, you know what I'm saying, man? Gosh, And then Skell is a philosopher too. I'm not meant to be understood by people who can't dress. Y'all see that? Y'all heard what Skell said. And that's what you gonna get in the dressing room. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly what you're gonna get in the dressing room. But no, I wanted the people to experience and see what Big Skell is doing. And you see, man, she has all kind of shorts. She has. I want to play this. I saw this Skell and I thought I started to start the show with this. Is it a? Is this the video? It's a video you have. I want to say it's a reel, and it kind of shows. That's not it. It kind of shows. Where was it? It might be on Fanbase.
Well, what is it?
It's
Let me
like a
tell you.
collage. it's like a collage of you. I think it might be. We're gonna show fan base as well, but it's like a collage of you, and it's a bunch of the different styles that you have. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just really a good piece. Look at Scale. That there's the fan base, you guys. Look, no, this is it. I'm tripping. My bad. This is it.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I love clothes. That's one thing I can honestly say. I love clothes.
I, s-
Clothes make
I
me happy.
I see, Scale. Well, look, that brings me that's a perfect segue into the next question. So, um, man, I saw on the interview that you did, you talked about, you know, your goals. When you got to fan base, you kind of noticed, or when you found out that there was that paywall or that people could get paid, you were like, "Oh, I'm taking it over. I got to do. I'm
That's
getting
that
ready to."
competitive spirit.
Hey, listen,
It's over.
Skill was like, "I'm not Julius Caesar, but when I found out I could get paid, I said I got to do this, Brutus." I was like, "Ooh, no, Skill didn't." But
Cleopatra.
you talked about writing your goals down, right, and being intentional, and I think that works out for you very much. So, how was the dressing room created? How were you? How did that intentionality radiate over into a whole bomb show being created? Because make no mistake, y'all, what's the show Scale on E? What's the name of the show where they look at fashion?
Fashion police.
Something similar to that, but with a whole lot more insight and a whole lot more commentary and a whole
Whole
lot
lot
more.
blacker.
There you go, a lot of expertise. So, how did you come up? Could you tell us how you came up with that skill? And I'm gonna bring up your fan base so that we can look as you're speaking.
Absolutely. Um, so I knew that I wanted to do a fashion-based audio room. Like I knew it. And I thought like because at the time it was like in a lot of business rooms, like how to do this in business and how to AI and all that. And not that that stuff is not important, like absolutely, but like I don't know. I know for me, it's like you want to spend time, I don't want to say like you're not thinking because like you definitely are thinking in the dressing room, but like more maybe on the entertainment side. So I knew I wanted to do a fashion based audio room. And I was like, even if it's just two people, at least we get to talk about fashion. Um, so I would, and that's another thing. Like, I'm never afraid to reach out to people and say, well, how do you do this? Or what do you think about that? Or whatever. So, I mean, that's what I did. I knew some people who had big rooms on like Clubhouse, even on fan base or whatever. And I was like, asking them questions. And like, it was like very much a give and take collaborative effort. And that's how we came up with the system of using the PTRs to vote high or not for your outfit. Like I said, I wanted it to feel like no matter what, you can participate in the dressing room. So, if you are comfortable with speaking or coming on stage or whatever, because I understand, like, you don't know what to expect. So that's where the PTRs came from. God, it was such a, thank God for that because I just feel like it's just such a staple now on the app, and it's just like nobody else is doing it, right? So like, um,
Nope.
I'm I'm just excited that like we even came up with that idea because I like at first, like I said, it was to like just maximize participation, but like we're so uniform, like we're so like in sync in the room, and I feel like that energy like radiates. So I love it.
It does. It really does, y'all. I always feel welcome. I always get a warm
Good.
embrace from Scale when I come in there. Sometimes I'll be trying to hide. She be like, "Hey, Logic, I see you. Get on up here."
I think it's a soft skill that people don't understand, and I think that's even in real life too.
Mm,
Like, speak to people.
for
Well,
sure.
make people feel welcome. And so the tagline for the dressing room is everybody that comes to the dressing room is expert on fashion. So as soon as you step into the dressing room, you're an expert. Your opinion matters, and I want to hear your opinion. And like I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I want to hear what you have to say, what you think. And because of that attitude, I just like people grew in their fashion, like their knowledge, their vocabulary, like everything. And so like, we accomplished, and are still accomplishing like what we wanted to the room to mean and what we wanted the room to be.
Skell, I'm
That
looking.
picture of myself is hilarious.
No, I'm listening to yourself. I'm listening to you, but I'm also looking. I'm wanting you to break these pics down. I'm like, look, Skell,
Okay.
listen look at the fashion. Skell is this why I say she's a whole fashionista. She don't just y'all didn't see this, but Skell got the whole what do you call it? The rack back there, like with her gear back there. Skell is it's not just fan base with her, y'all. That's it right there. it's not just it's not just fan base. This is what she does. Look at Skell. Skell, what is this we are rocking, Skell? This looks like an upscale event that you are at.
Well, you want to talk about 70s? Like, absolutely. Even like with the because I'm the type of person, I do feel like your hair needs to match like your fit. So even with the half up and half down, the huge sunglasses and like the pattern, maybe not necessarily like the cut. So I guess the cut makes it more modern or whatever, but like everything else is just so 70s. So that's why I can't even say like, oh, one era over the other. Like, no, like you can literally just bring in elements of them all. So like, yeah, that's what this was. And so this actually is a two-piece outfit. A lot of people think it's like a jumpsuit or whatever, but it's actually like a top and a bottom. So
Oh wow. Listen, look at that. Scale is again showing you guys. Look at this. Look at
that is not me. That is from the dressing room. So we were talking about pushing fashion boundaries, right?
hmm
And so
hmm
we had just different outfits that like, might make you think or might something you might not necessarily see. So like we always pick a overall winner at the
hmm
end of the night, and that was this outfit. I should probably try to recreate that, but like, yeah, that was the winner.
That was pretty dope. I'm trying to get some pics of you. And that's could you tell us what we are looking at right here, Big Scale? Please. I know what it is. Could you tell the good people what it is we're looking at and who those gentlemen are with you?
Yeah, so the dressing room caught the attention of the marketing team at Fanbase.
Brr, brr, brr,
And
brr, brr.
so like the thing is, the room before our 1 year anniversary, the marketing team came into the room. So we do the dressing room every Tuesday at 7:30, and have done it like it's except for like if something happened, like but like other than that, like don't ask me to do anything on Tuesday. Tuesday is right? And so, yeah, so it just makes me think all the time, like, keep going. Because what if I said this didn't work and quit the room before they came in? You know what I'm saying? So the
Right.
room before our 1 year anniversary. So for a full year of Tuesdays, they didn't come in the room. Right.
Wow.
And so, but they came in the room, love the concept, love the idea. Because I say it's a show. I don't say it's an audio room. I say it's a show. Love the
Facts.
show and invited us to the fan base office to do an interview. So that is Noah Washington. Like I said, part of the marketing team. I think like relations, like creator relations and stuff like that. And so yeah,
Mhm.
they invited us to do a interview, and that's Big Humble. My first guest, well, my first co-host. Right now I'm taking like a social media sabbatical. But yeah, that was my first host, and like that is my brother, that is my friend. Like we absolutely, I don't know, it was like magic on the screen. Like we just bounced off each other so well to the point where people thought we knew each other prior when we met on Fanbase. You know what I'm saying? So like, really, we've only seen each other twice in public. Like, but did all these Tuesdays or whatever. But like our chemistry, everybody just thought like, oh yeah, y'all knew each other from college or whatever. Never met this man in my life until Fanbase. So again, thank you Fanbase for meeting like a friend, like a lifelong friend or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw that. I saw the interview. I knew this is when they did the interview. And you guys, when you go over to Fanbase, if you'll type in, when you click on the flicks, it'll give you the search engine, and you can type in any camp or any show. If you type in the dressing room, this will come up, and you get to actually see Big Skell and Big Humble. They're talking, and it was another young man too, who was there with you guys. He had on the, yep, it was another
Directed
young
by
man.
DNA. He's also a Fanbase employee. And right now, the interview is the most watched video on Fanbase. Period. Like
What?
on the app. So
Burr, 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 burr.
you
Listen, I need to
can
get. I'm gonna
take
get that
pride in
video
that
going.
until
Yeah, you
somebody
should
gets
take
wrong
pride.
with
You
us.
should take pride in it. That's dope, man. That is dope. That is super dope. I want to um go to some more before I ask you some questions. Go to some more pics. Oh, you know what? Look at what we have here.
You know, the big one and not the little one. So we are here today for another product review so I can let you know whether you should spend your money or save your money. So let me tell you, your girl, as you should probably already know, I love fragrances. Absolutely. I love lotions. I love incense. I love anything that like makes things smell better, especially me. Like I especially want to smell better. But your girl does not waver when it comes to her deodorant. Hey y'all,
Oh,
it's Skell. You know.
dopeness. That was super dope. Yeah, man. That is dope though. Look, and Scale got all. Look at her. Look at her. Scales and look at this. This gonna be the last pick I show, right? That is Isaac Hayes the third, right? That is the co. Is he the founder or just the
Founder.
okay? He's the founder of Fanbase. Man, that's dope. That's dope. That was a good picture of you guys. And that's in Atlanta, right? It's in
In Atlanta.
man, that is so dope. That is so dope. Scale is doing, man, y'all gotta Scale, you doing big things. You are doing very big
I'm
things. But
trying.
now, listen, I was gonna ask the word that I wanted to bring up for you, Scale, was collaboration. And I said collaboration because all the people in the like she just so eloquently put it, all the people in the dressing room are experts in the dressing room. And that takes a degree of understanding collaboration and how it's only going to expand and make people want to, like she said, we want you to stay, but we also want retention too, right? It's a reason why that video is the most watched video because people are not only coming in and patronizing, or not even patronizing, just coming in and engaging, but they're also coming back. You know, you can see you guys on Fanbase for you guys who are not familiar, who aren't on there yet. What you'll notice is when you go in a room in Fanbase, you can always count the number of people in there. You look at the top over there, and it's a little figure, and it has the number. And I've been in Skill's room where it's like 30 people in there, and they're all in there. You know, they're it's cool, y'all, because they have these little tabs on the PTR: hot, not, maybe, and I always just come in there with leave of logic. You know what I'm saying? I stick out like a sore thumb, right? But man, it just shows the spirit of collaboration that you include, and I appreciate that. And I was just going to ask, just real quick, uh, can you give us like the dressing room format real fast? Like, how do you put it on? Like, how do you do it? You know what I'm saying? What goes into a typical show? How do you run it?
Yeah. So, like I said, the dressing room is every Tuesday at 7:30. We do a pre-show. Starts about 6:40. And just to like give people time to come into the room. We talk about like a fashion-based topic. Like our last one was LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy sold off white, which is Virgil, rest in peace, brand to another holding company. So
Mhm.
that was our topic. And then the show starts at 7:30. And so there's always a theme. So last week, or Tuesday, the last Tuesday was we're talking about Paris Fashion Week. But my theme was, is it fun anymore? Like, is fashion still fun? Kind of what you were talking about earlier, like, people copying and not like being authentically themselves, like just stuff like that. So like it's always a theme. And so what happens is I show pictures of different outfits,
Mhm.
and like you said, you vote hot or not. So the PTRs, which is your picture in the room, in the audio room, we know everybody's size. So we have a PTR for every single person that comes to the room. There is no my goal for the dressing room was all there to eliminate any type of like hierarchy. Nobody is better than anybody in the room. Even myself, I say like I have the gold crown because I started the room, not because I am, the standard in the room.
Mhm.
I got stuff to learn too, and I don't mind learning. I don't mind being corrected. Like you want to talk about, I cannot say names, like names and stuff. So people got to tell me how to say everything all the time. So I mean, it's fine. And I think they appreciate the I don't know, the vulnerability,
Mhm.
um, the transparency. I like I said, I'm not the expert. We're all the experts or whatever. So everybody is there is a stage where you can talk for people who just never been in an audio room before. There's a stage where you can talk, and then there's a level where you can just sit in an audience and listen. So that audience is in the dressing room is called behind the curtain.
Mhm.
So you are behind the curtain and you get dressed as soon as you see an outfit. So I'll put up the outfit, and while you are behind the curtain, you get dressed. So you either decide if the outfit is hot or you decide if the outfit is not. And then when you're ready to explain it to us, you raise your hand. It's like just a button that lets whoever's on stage know that you want to come on stage and talk. So you raise your hand, you come on stage, you tell us why you like the outfit. But if you think an outfit is not, you got to tell us what to do to make the outfit better.
Mm.
Yep. And then you go back down behind the curtain to get dressed. And I change the picture, and then we just cycle it through over and over and over again.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Did y'all hear what she just said? If you don't see, that's gonna make me from now on. If you don't, let me finish my thought. If you don't like what you see, you have to now improve upon
Yeah.
what you see. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it."
No, you can't
No,
do that.
what would you add to it? What would you do to make it different? Goodness gracious, you making people engage.
Absolutely.
The word that I heard you use in the interview scale was elitism, y'all. She said by everybody being an expert, everybody being able to come on and participate, it really destroys any app elitism or room nepotism, if you will. And so I love that. I love that because it makes for a more comfortable and enjoyable space, and people feel
Exactly.
welcome. People
Exactly.
have to feel welcome. Your favorite store, part of the reason why you guys' favorite store is your favorite store, it's not just because of the high degree of quality or sense of style that they have. It's also how they make you feel when you go in there. It's a reason why you're called guest in Target and you're called customer in Walmart. So I see you doing it. I see you doing the same thing, Skell.
Yeah, I mean, that was like I said, that was just super important to me because like I think fashion as a whole wants you to feel like the elitism, or wants you to feel like these people have it and these people don't, and I don't subscribe to stuff like that. So that's why everybody that comes in, everybody is entitled to the PTR.
Mhm.
Like you've been in rooms where like, and I get it, like it's like these are the people who are a part of this camp, or who run this camp. So I get the PTR things for that. Like, and so I'm not saying that people who do that are wrong. I'm not saying the way that anybody runs their room is wrong. You run your room and do what you need to do to make yourself successful, and I don't think
That
there's
part.
to success, right? But in my room, in a space where it already makes you feel like you don't belong, like my whole goal was to eliminate all of that so we all can learn and grow. And so it's not like a class, it's a game, it's a show. And so people comment all the time about how much they have learned in the dressing room. And it 100% has to do with the atmosphere. And like I said, I take pride in that. Like, you are not allowed to come in my room and act like you're better than anybody else. Like, it's kind of like, proverbially, because you can't really see people. It's like looking at you like, Like, why would you come in here with that energy? Like, and I think it's almost impossible to come in with that energy because like it's just such a fun and inviting and open atmosphere.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. You broke down how the show is,
Hmm.
right? The format, right?
Yeah.
The how. Um, could you give me I'm sorry, Skill. Could you give me a little bit of the what? You don't have to be lengthy. Just like, and you gave us already like different fashion, different outfits, different styles. Um, like what are some of the topics we'll be discussing? You know what I'm saying? Other than how it flows, what topics will we be discussing? Like, oh, Skell is on the red carpet at the Emmys. Oh, Big Humble is on the BET red carpet. Look what he has on. Like, what kind of topics like that would
I mean,
would we see?
you hit the nail on the head. We'll go over red carpet looks from different award shows, like you said, the Emmys, fashion weeks is so amazing. And like we not only do like what was we mix it up, what was shown in the actual fashion show, what did somebody who attended the fashion show wear, but also street style, like what are people on the streets going to different installations, what are they wearing. Our really big times are like Met Gala time. And there's actually like an African version of Met Gala, so like that's a huge room. The fashion weeks are huge, but we'll also do like a person specific room. Like we did an all Rihanna room. It was Rihanna versus the model because like that is somebody who can absolutely take a runway look and make it an everyday look. And so like we did, like I said, runway versus the model. We did a Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B room and talked about fashion. Like, of course, what they have to say about the music, which is fine. That's not an issue. But let's get to this fashion. Like, look at this fit. Look at this fit. Is this hot? Is this not? And then, like I say, at the end, we pick our favorite outfit. So that decides who wins. So if the best outfit of the night was Cardi's outfit, then that's who won. That's the best. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a. That's why I'm saying it's not a back and forth type
Mhm.
thing. It's a we gonna vote on the outfit, and then that's the person. Like we've done outfits from BMF or Bel Air,
Power.
Power. We done outfits from Power. We did BMF versus Power, and like I said, not a this show is better because of this. This show, like the outfits are deciding it all. So at the end, when we pick our favorite outfit, and the more people who had BMF outfits, BMF won. You know what I'm saying? And we did when we did Bel Air versus Fresh Prince. And then like I said, it's the outfits. And so like Fresh Prince won. So like again, just to make it interactive, but I've also done like, dressing for your body type, right? Because that's so important. And so again, though, taking an outfit and I would
Right.
ask the room is what body shape is this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Again, making people more aware. So like now, even when we talk about outfits and we're not in that room, we're not doing that topic, people are like, well, that doesn't look good for our body type. You know what I'm saying? Because we did a whole room about it. We did a brand recognition room, right?
Mhm, mhm,
So we took the brand, like I took three brands and we had the PTRs because the PTRs are still important, right?
mhm.
They're a staple in the room. So
Yes.
like the name of the brand was in the PTR instead of hot or not, and then they had to guess what the brand was so people can get better at brand recognition or whatever. So
Totally, totally awesome. And I see sponsorship coming because you are getting people aware of people's brands. And
yep,
with, again, listen, it's so much room for growth on fan base. It's so much room for creators. I would recommend you guys go over there, download the app, and just look around.
absolutely.
Listen, you got the lead with Logic Camp. You got Big Scale with the dressing room, and so many others. So many others, man.
Yeah, you want to talk about eliminating elitism?
Yeah.
Like everybody that gets on the app monetizes. You don't have to have 1,000
Yes.
anybody's. You don't have to have a million watch anything. Like as soon as you get on the app, you are able to monetize. So you take your content, put it on the app. There's a space for everybody. So a
Mhm.
post, regular picture or whatever. a reel.
Mhm.
We call it flicks.
Flicks, right.
Form content like this,
Mhm.
and Lead with Logic platform. Like there is a space for everything. You can go live. So and every piece of that is monetizable. When we do comments, if somebody comments on your post or if you comment, there's an opportunity to make money from the comments. Like it's nothing, it's insane or whatever.
It
And
really
so
is.
then you can subscribe to your favorite creators. So if your, creators have exclusive content like myself, you can subscribe to see the exclusive content, exclusive rooms or whatever. So I love the concept of fan base. And as a creator, you get to focus on the art, right? Instead of focusing on, well, what is going to make me get a million gazillion watch hours? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You might
right.
not even be true to yourself because you're trying to hit this goal or whatever. And then you hit the goal, you're like, well, dang, now my audience kind of knows me for this thing that I don't even like to do.
Right.
But they're
That's right.
going to, yeah, are they going to now like the content that I want to do now that I've gotten to the goal? It just eliminates all of that. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. Listen, while we're on fashion and while we're on judging, I would like to my guy, he gave me this stuff to wear collaboration, y'all, right? This is in Actors.
amazing.
Yeah, he gave me this and I wanted to ask. I had a fashionista. I intentionally see I that's the y'all see that how I connected that? Do y'all see collaboration? I intentionally wore this because I knew I was gonna have the fashionista, the fashion critic on here, and I said I gotta ask my guy. The name of his company is Chinese Baby Company, and this is his shirt and his hat. I'm gonna let you read it, Skell.
Protect your peace, get rid of toxicity, cleanse your space, cultivate love. I love that. Hey, if he wants to come into the dressing room, offer my audience a discount to shop with him. We would love to have him.
Oh, for sure. Hey, listen. Uh,
You're gonna talk about collaboration.
hey, Skell. This is my man's. This is my man's fit, right? This is my product. This is Lead with Logic.
Yeah,
So,
same thing.
yeah,
You want to come up and be a guest host and promote your products? Absolutely.
yeah. So I thought that I would ask you, is the shirt cool, Scale? Is it is
Oh no, I love the shirt and I love the hat. I love the message.
did I put it, is it all right? The white and green with the black and white. Yeah. Scale is a fashionista, so I could, if she gives me
You're
the
a fashionista as well.
thank you, Scale. Thank you. Listen, not only is Scale a soon to be award winning fashion host, and a huge contributor to the fan base saloon, she is also an entrepreneur. And what I did, and it's beautiful the way she did it. I am going to show you guys. I was pulling it up as you were talking, Scale. I love what you have done. I love what you're doing. Scale has an outfit planner. A lot of us need outfit planners because some of the things that Scale was saying, dressing for dressing for your body type and dressing for the weather. I always tell my children, right, Scale, if you just dress for the weather, you'll be good. You will be good. Just dress for the weather. You've seen people, Scale, walking down the street. It's 90 degrees now. What you
95
doing?
degrees.
Right. It's 95 Scale. It's 95 degrees, like you said. And you got on a black fleece with some black polyester pants and
Kids
some black
love.
Timberland boots. What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. They love, and when I say love, they love wearing long sleeves in the summertime. I don't know. I don't know.
That's crazy,
It's
Scale.
so crazy. It's so crazy. Like they're so weird.
It's crazy, Scale, but I always tell them just but I mentioned that to say, Scale, your planner can help. Can your planner help us with that?
Yeah, so like the reason why I wanted to create this planner is because like I have realized everybody cannot, just picture their clothes in their head and put together an outfit, right? So, say, you did, go in your closet and put together your outfit. Like sorry, it's like opposite. So like when I go this way, I'm really going anyway. So you can plan your days out. So especially like for you corporate people who you don't have a lot of time, like my full-time job, I wear scrubs. I would probably get fired if I have to like get dressed every day because I'm a I don't know, let me fix this, let me put together this. So like, you know, God knew what he was doing when he wanted to put me in the medical field. But you plan your outfit. So like say you were 2 or 3 weeks in and you're like, I don't know what to wear. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, let me flip back and see what I had put together a previous week. Or even like, oh, well, that shirt from Wednesday probably will go with those pants from Friday. Like it just like helps to like um simplify like the getting dressed process. But like even for vacations, like I don't know about y'all, but I like there's like specific vacation pays. I plan my vacation outfits. Like if I'm going to the, at the top of it says what's the vibe. So if you're going to brunch, like what is your brunch outfit? So then when you start to pack your clothes, you go to your vacation log and you look. What I also love, what I include in like everything that I do is like quotes, and usually from melanated people. So I include quotes inside of the book. So that's pretty fun.
Was that Kerry Washington?
Kerry Washington, I realized that I don't have to be perfect. All I have to do is show up and enjoy the messy, imperfect, and beautiful journey of my life. So yeah,
Ooh.
just a little quotes like that, just to, I feel like to help get people along.
I
Um,
love it.
yeah. So I definitely like homecoming season is coming up, and so I'm like, all right, let me make sure I plan my outfits or whatever. And while I can do it in my head, it's for me, it's like, well, why don't I just like now put them down, like write it down or whatever. So like that's amazing for me. Yeah. So and it's little, it's compact, it can fit into your suitcase or whatever. So like take it to the office, put it in your work bag. Like it's not gonna take up a lot of space or whatever. So like all of that was intentional.
Skell, I love it. An outfit planner. A lot. Some people need an outfit planner. Skell. Actually, a lot of y'all need an outfit planner. Y'all going? Y'all go
When I
ahead on.
style people, I like give them, an outfit planner too. So like, while I do have fun putting together people's looks for them, but it's like, if you want to start being able to do it yourself, like, here's your outfit planner. So
Absolutely, I love it. And you guys see, uh, outfit planner by Skell Creasy, and hey, it's on Amazon for you guys to grab.
yeah.
Scroll down just a tad bit. You see, oh well, some more products, but yes, yes, yes. I had to show that Skell's doing big things. Listen, Skell,
Thank you.
we've been rocking and rolling for an hour and seven, so I ain't gonna keep you too much longer.
Okay.
Um, this is the part of the interview where we deal with some logical topics, right? And people know who Logic is, right? I always tell people I'm the maker, the owner, and the sole controller of the Leave of Logic podcast, and I take the mundane, the sensational, and the controversial, and through objective facts, books, peer-reviewed journals, articles, documentary clips. I
Mm,
use that to teach critical thought, critical analysis, analytical research, and to extract the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that we can all live life in
that's it.
3D. And
Yeah.
so, I oftentimes take topics that you can kind of bait and switch, right? It might be this is the premise, but what can we get out of it? What's the moral? What's the moral? The moral of the story, right? Um, I guess what I would ask you is this, right? We talked about the different eras. We talked about the different artists. What do you think about artists in era today? Uh, fashion sense. Just like music, the way I see it, Skill, fashion is really akin. It's really closely related to the music, and you can almost, you know what I'm saying? You can almost see it expressed and articulated, right? The fashion through whatever the music is. So, what would be your perspective on today's fashion? Uh, and I'm saying urban culture, melanated people's fashion. You know what I'm saying? What would you say about it and how it's kind of evolved or how it's evolving. Does that make sense, Skell?
Oh, absolutely. I love it. I love fashion today. I think this is the freest that we've been. Um, and probably technology or whatever and like access, like the whole world is in your hand with your cell, right? And I love like take men for example, because I feel like that is probably where you've been in like the most of a box. Like how, like before, how many ways can you reimagine a suit? So it'd be like a suit is a suit is a suit, and now it's just so amazing. Like you see like exaggerated lapels, and then you see like harnesses and straps, and guys back in bell bottoms, and I'm just like, it's so amazing. I feel like fashion now is just like there's just so many places to draw inspiration from. So you just keep to push the envelope or whatever. And I'm not even saying, you know what you say, like coloring outside the lines. Like I'm not even. I'm saying like and still look very masculine, still look very manly if you choose to. And I just think it's just beautiful. And you can play with androgyny, and it's like okay now. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody just gonna automatically put a label on you as a man just because you have a man purse or whatever, or a man bag or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I just think we're just so much freer right now to like, actually dive into the art of fashion.
Skell, this is some rather personal. What is your favorite style of fashion for a man, right? If you saw a guy out,
I-
uh if you saw a guy, I mean, I asked you for a woman too. I just wanted to ask
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you know
Isn't
what I'm saying? I wanted to ask about the ladies first. Like, what's your favorite fashions?
to see a man in?
Yeah, like if you see a man, you be like, ooh, I like that. He look good.
Nah, it's literally his confidence. Like you have to convince me that you are supposed to be in this outfit, right? Because I love suits, but I also love streetwear. And so like there is not one thing that I feel like it'll stand out, but except for the confidence. Like you don't even care what people think. You know what I'm saying? Or like you already know you look good. So like you exude it. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what is going to draw me to anybody. Um and I can't even say a specific, style, because like you should be tailoring your style to the event or the occasion or the situation. Like you shouldn't be in a suit at a cookout, which I love seeing men in suits. I don't want to see a man in a suit at a cookout. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so I can't say that there's a specific style, but like whatever you got on, like wear that. Don't let it wear you.
No, she didn't say wear that. Don't let it wear. Did y'all look at Scale on here?
Oh,
The
goodness.
same, the same for. Would you say it's the same for the ladies? Kind of like,
Yeah, absolutely. But let me think. Is there anything I love?
like who are some examples of two? You know what I'm saying? Like of two celebrities that people would be able to recognize right away. That you think a lot of time, maybe not all the time, but a lot of time, they make the proper fashion choice when they come out, when they step out.
I might do the style because like one thing about no, wait. You talking about Cardi B. Cardi is like it's kind of what I was just saying. Like it is very much a production. Like I don't know if you've seen like her Paris Fashion Week looks, but like it's not just the style, it's like a skit almost. And I feel like that's like again that make fashion fun. Like why is it so uptight? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, she came out in like this Vivian Westwood outfit, and it was like graffiti, but like she had on a fishnet under it, but then she had her hair up and it reminded me of like Peggy Bundy or like the nanny or like that era. And then she had a cigarette. I'm like, yo, this is just bomb. Like she just embodied the whole look. So that was amazing. What do I love seeing on women right now? There is like this trend, like the modest trend, and like I'm not a judge. I don't don't care. Like as long as you look good, you look good. But
That's
like
right.
I think it's very polished and cutesy, very demure, very thoughtful. It's like that. So like it's like kind of like refreshing to see, even though it's obviously been done. Nothing is under the sun, but it's like cute to see like the like clean lines, tailoring, long trench coats, furs, like stuff like that. So maybe with women, I think that might be like my favorite like trend right now.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I like how she said demure, y'all. I'm hearing that a lot. You know what I mean? That must be like a trending, in vogue
Right.
word.
Trend. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything else. Yeah, it's like a trendy
Yeah.
word. I don't even know I was gonna use it, but I'm like, yeah,
If it right there. Scale. We are at the end. Listen, and I want you. I asked all my guests to hang back.
it's a ghost.
Right. I'm thinking about power. This is a big, rich town.
Yeah. They say this is
Um,
a
no, but I'm listen. Let me say thank you. I'm not. I'm in. Uh, I'm not surprised, but I am impressed by what you are doing. I appreciate you, man. Because listen, whenever people show love, y'all, you should show it right back. Because man, we don't live in a world where that you're entitled to that. You don't have to get that anywhere. And so when you get it, man, it's good to nurture it and cultivate it so that it'll continue to reciprocate, not even just with you, but with other people as well. You want other people to share in the sunshine, right? No one goes outside and says, "Man, I want all this sunshine to myself." No, you want everybody on the block, everybody. I want all of y'all to get to join in this. And so, listen, Skill, I just have to say thank you for gracing my stage, for gracing my podcast with your presence. You kept your word. You work with me. I appreciate that, man. Like I say, I just got a good vibe from you when I came over there because Skill didn't know me from a can of paint. But again, she really means it and she does it, right? She walks it. I think the Migo said, walk it like I talk it. She walks it like she talk it. Exactly. Exactly. She does that. And so, man, I appreciate you. Skill, you know what I'm getting ready to say? Give the people your
Oh,
handles everywhere we can. We saw you on Instagram. We saw you on Facebook. We know you're going to uh, check the fit. Well, she gonna tell you. Give I'm getting old, Skill. Please don't be mad. But check the fit. I'm sorry. Where you gonna be at, Skill? Tell us where you're gonna be, please. How we can get a hold of you, where we can see you at coming up.
absolutely. I am sit with scale on all platforms. SIT with spelled all the way out SKELL, like big scale right up there. Um, yeah, I think what maybe you're referring to is coming up for me. Like it's going to be an extremely busy season. Like I said, it's HBCU specifically homecoming season, so I'm going to be all over the place. I'm super excited about that. One, I mean, it's literally merging the two things I love the most: HBCUs and fashion. And so I think that's why the videos and the content resonates so much with people because it's just literally what I love. And I did it, the very first time I did it wasn't to get any type of reaction from anybody else, is because I love it. So I was like, I'm gonna do this because I love it. I didn't even think about the effect it was gonna have on people. And it like went insane. And then I was like I wasn't even planning on going on a homecoming tour to do this. And it was like, all right, I gotta go to all the homecomings because they love this specific video. The very first time I did it so much. So like now it's definitely become a thing. People are expecting it, people are looking for me. And so it's like I said, like I don't know how many people really get to say that like this is what I love, but like kudos to them. And hopefully I join the ranks of like this is what I do full time, something that I absolutely like. When I say I love HBCU culture, because like um you know at one point, especially when I went to school, it was thought of as less than. And so the way that it has grown, the way that people and it, champion it
Mhm.
and love it and things like that. Like there are people now that's like, I wish I went to a HBCU, especially like melanated people. And so thank God that I didn't tell the story about how I went to HBCU, but thank God for that foresight. Thank God that I was there.
Mhm.
Thank God I don't have that regret that some people do have. And yeah, and then of course, we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. Love clothes, love shoes, hats. Like I was saying before, perfumes. Like I love all of that. So, like I said, to merge two things that I am absolutely in love with. I thank God every day because and I don't know if many people get to say that. I don't even know if many people know their passion or love for something, outside of people and family and stuff like that. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen,
Oh, I got one more thing. Do you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
sneak peek of dressing room merch?
This is that's listen, that's because she's such a dope host, right? Because of course I like to plan everything, and we had planned that, and I was getting ready to get out of here, but you can see Skell says Skell has it all, but right, she has it planned. She's like, "Oh, I got you, Skell. Show the people what you have coming up. Let's see some of that
Okay,
bomb
this
merch."
is
Burr,
not
burr, 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 burr.
so this is not out on the market yet. All right. So it'll be soon. Um, but so, like I said, the dressing room is where you come and vote hot or not. And so this is like a weekender bag or like an over the night bag. And so your clothes obviously go inside and it says, sorry, I told you it's backwards. Will this outfit be hot or not? So whatever this outfit is that you put in this bag,
Will it
will
be hot or not?
so some other dressing room colloquialisms, some things that are just absolutely 100%. When you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, that's the dressing room. So we have more bags, more colors, and I cannot wait to bring this out for the people. So like I said, sneak peek of dressing room merch.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Woo, that is dope. Scare you doing big things. And you're right, man. It's a blessing when you can get up and move and walk in your purpose and what you love to do. My pops used to always say, if you love to do, if you do what you love for pay, you'll never work a day in your life because, you love it. And
Yeah,
it will
absolutely.
show. It will show. So, like I said, stick around. Big scale. Listen, y'all. Man, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you guys got to come through with us and hang out. Man, big scale. Like she said, y'all mosey on over to the Fanbase Saloon and type,
Base.
type in sit with scale. Like she's SITWITH. WITH, yeah, SKELL.
Yes,
Um, and that's her handle. And then the dressing room, follow the dressing room camp. It's really a show, but we have to put it as a camp. And also, hey, please like and subscribe to the Lead with Logic podcast. And
absolutely.
I also have a a website with clothing gear, right? That I put up there, leadwithlogic7.com. That's leadwithlogic7.com. It's hoodie season, y'all. So y'all want to make sure that y'all are leading with logic and that y'all are manifesting and, engaging the logical discussions and everything of the sort in this season coming up. But listen, y'all, as Brother Malcolm, as Minister Malcolm would say, I want to meet you guys in the light of understanding, and I want to say peace, and I want to say thank you to Big Scale. So listen, y'all be cool.